now, Russia continues to target Ukrainian energy facilities, leaving many without power and water. Also, advocates for abortion rights across both sides of the aisle are canvassing in key battleground states to make sure their voters turn out. This is News 3 Now at noon. Good afternoon, I'm Mark Kane. We begin today with the police department investigating a shots fired incident that happened early this morning. Officers responded to the 1000 block of Hathaway Drive around 2:45 a.m., where they located multiple shell casings and recovered a handgun. Police also obtained video evidence that showed the shots coming from a handgun. No damage was found to property or cars in the area, and no injuries were reported. Anyone with information should call the Madison Police or Madison Area Crime Stoppers. The Darrell Brooks trial continued with Detective Jay Carpenter returning to the stand. He began his testimony yesterday and is expected to take hours today. Carpenter was part of the interrogation of Brooks the day after the parade attack. Later on, Brooks was moved from the courtroom to another after accusing the judge of fixing the trial and making up the law as she goes. Madison fire officials say cigarettes are to blame for a house fire this morning. Crews were called to the 2900 block of Turbo Drive just before 3:40 a.m. A small fire had broken out on the deck of the home and was near the building. The fire was contained to just the deck. No one was injured. And 2 people are dead after a plane crash in Marietta, Ohio this morning. The plane crashed into a car dealership lot, sending thick black smoke into the sky. A fire erupted shortly after contact, but has since been put out. Multiple vehicles and buildings at the dealership were damaged. No other injuries have been reported. The Ohio State Highway Patrol is investigating the incident. Let's head to the weather center now. Meteorologist Chris Reese has a look at your certified most accurate forecast. Boy, those winds this morning.
Still windy, isn't it? Yeah, and that's going to stick around into the afternoon a little bit as well, but things gradually begin to improve. This is Doppler track. We still have a lot of snow that has just been dumping on parts of northern Michigan. Had some snow in northeastern Wisconsin too, but it's gone. So we're back to truly honing in on southern Wisconsin, where that sunshine, it is abundant, and I'm happy to say it sticks around all day. Look at that. We're at 40, 39 in Monroe right now, 37 in Wisconsin. Dells 39 in Juneau as well. Temperatures all right around 39 to 40. It's where we expected them to be at the noontime hour. But the wind chill is still at 32 because it is still windy out there. So do keep that in mind. But as we look ahead, we're going to warm things up to 45. We keep that sunshine around. This is only the beginning of a pretty good warming trend. We're going to break that down further coming up.
All right, looking forward to that. Thank you, Chris. We'll see you in a few minutes. Russia is showing no signs of slowing its recent barrage of attacks on civilian targets in Ukraine, and Russian missiles are now taking aim at the nation's infrastructure. Skylar Henry has the latest from the White House.
Russia is targeting power and water supplies just ahead of Ukraine's brutal winter weather. Local officials say Russian missiles hit 2 power plants in Kyiv, killing at least 2 people. More than 50,000 residents lost electricity. Tuesday's strikes follow a barrage of drone attacks on civilian targets in numerous cities, some that had been relatively calm for months. Kyiv's mayor called Russia a terrorist state.
Killed a lot of people, civilians, unguilty people, and that's why it's terror attack.
Iran is supplying the suicide drones to Russia, and Ukraine's foreign minister is proposing cutting diplomatic ties with Iran.
The Biden administration is condemning the Iranian military sales and the latest Russian escalation, saying U.S. State and Defense Department officials are in touch with the Ukrainians daily on their needs.
But Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is still asking for modern air defense systems. He says, quote, to reduce the capabilities of Russian terrorists to zero. There was some promising news. Russia and Ukraine completed a prisoner swap. 108 Ukrainian women, mostly soldiers, are now free. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Washington.
And the Russian Defense Ministry said the 110 Russians who were freed included 72 seamen from commercial vessels held since February. Meanwhile, American sailors are working with U.S. allies in Europe to bolster defense as Russia continues its war in Ukraine. The 6-day NATO exercise involves 10 countries with an ultimate goal of dominating the sea and skies.
It is a defensive alliance, and that we will defend every inch of NATO territory.
The NATO exercise known as Neptune Strike has been going on all week in the Adriatic Sea and ends tomorrow. A legal team for American basketball player Brittany Griner will appeal her 9-year prison sentence in a Moscow court next week. Griner's attorney said recently that she wasn't coping well. Her friends and family are launching a messaging campaign to keep her plight in the spotlight. Today is Griner's 32nd birthday. Abortion rights have emerged as a driving factor for Democratic voters this fall. Advocates on both sides are canvassing in key battleground states in an effort to make sure their voters turn out. Planned Parenthood is investing a record $50 million, spending from Arizona to New Hampshire. On the other side, the Political Action Committee, Susan B. Anthony Pro-Life America, says it's focused on a similar map with a nearly $80 million budget. A new CBS poll found 54% of voters say abortion is very important to them, compared to 59% last month. Habitat for Humanity of Dane County raising some funds today and getting a big match. There was a big turnout for Habitat's Home and Last Breakfast this morning. More than 200 people pre-registered. News 3 Now this morning anchor Chris Stanford was the MC. The estate of George Fate matched all donations up to $100,000. It's critical funding to help expand Habitat's mission.
So we're really excited. Our plans this year call to help more families than ever, and that's both through home building, home repair, and also financial capability training.
Habitat has built more than 300 homes in Dane County, providing families with low-cost housing. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. A vacation home perfect for the Halloween season. How you can rent this Ghostbusters-themed house next in the Money Watch Report.
You're watching News 3 Now at noon.
Will your old roof stand up to heavy showers and storms? Don't put your home at risk. Call Erie Metal Roofing for one-day installation on the last roof you'll ever need. The Erie Metal Roofing system stands up to heavy rain, hail, high wind, even fire. On one side, you get the look of an architectural shingle, and the other side, solid steel construction. Erie is A+ rated with the BBB, more than 2,000 excellent reviews online, and there's no shortage in our supply chain, so we can turn your job around quickly. Call today for an estimate as soon as tomorrow. And don't miss this opportunity. It's our double savings sale. Double your savings from $1,000 to $2,000 off a new metal roofing system. It's so affordable. Plus, double your financing. Ask about 0% financing for 12 months. Call Erie Metal Roofing, 1-800-966-4500. That's 1-800-966-4500.
Breaking news in Dallas, Texas, where at least 5 police officers were killed when they were ambushed.
This was the deadliest day for U.S. law enforcement since 9/11.
Just days after this horrific crime, Mandela Barnes appeared on Vladimir Putin's propaganda news outlet and rationalized violence against American police officers.
Police officers are over-exercising their badness. This probably was a retaliatory attack.
Do you want Mandela Barnes representing you in the Senate?
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
After a drunk driving accident, drivers may be punished in the criminal justice system, but the victims are overlooked. But not by Gingras, Thompson, and Wachs. With devastating injuries and loss, drunk driving accident victims need an attorney to fight for a way to rebuild their lives. GTW lawyers have won some of the biggest civil awards. Recently, over $5 million for a woman who lost her husband and became disabled. All in to win. Gingras, Thompson, and Wachs.
Hello, I'm Roman Ryan of Ryan Funeral Homes. As a locally owned and operated funeral home, it's important to know that not all funeral homes are the same. Some other Madison area funeral homes are actually owned by corporations based outside of the United States. A corporately owned funeral home is focused on the bottom line, making services more costly. We have served local families for more than 80 years, and our priority is investing in the community and your family. In your time of need, Ryan Funeral Homes are here for you.
Join us at the Madison Fall Parade of Homes, exclusively sponsored by Nuns. Visit and get inspired for your 2023 building and remodeling projects. Go to MadisonParadeOfHomes.com and purchase your tickets today.
The U.S. Department of Education has officially launched its online application for federal student loan forgiveness at studentaid.gov. At a news conference Monday, President Biden called it a game changer for millions of Americans. Administration officials say 8 million people have already applied for loan forgiveness of up to $20,000 since the application's soft launch on Friday. There's something strange in the neighborhood, and it's a vacation rental modeled after the famed Ghostbusters firehouse. Beginning October 21st, fans of the classic 1980s film can book their chance to stay in the 2-bedroom, 3-story firehouse in Portland, Oregon. It includes ghost traps and proton packs, and the special price for Halloween weekend is $19.84 per night, a nod to the year the original film was released. In another glimpse from the 1980s, Barbie's new Tina Turner doll was spotted outside Manhattan's Christopher Street station. That's where music video footage was shot 40 years ago for the Hall of Fame singer's hit, What's Love Got to Do With It? The limited edition doll has a $55 price tag, but it already appears to be sold out on Mattel's website. That's your CBS News Money Watch report. For more, log on to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Dan Lieberman.
Checking Wall Street at the noon hour, the Dow Industrials up 334 points, the Nasdaq up 136, the S&P 500 up 31. While the price of groceries and other goods skyrocket, gas is declining. The fears of a global economic recession have led to a drop in the price of crude oil. It's down $7. The national average for gas dropped by 3 cents over the last week to $3.88, but it's still 20 cents higher than a month ago and 56 cents more than a year ago. Pam has today's egg prices, and Chris will be back with a full forecast next noon. And then later on Live at 4, we'll sit down with Dr. Jeff Potoff about how you can protect your family from an expected wave of the flu and COVID this winter. That's coming up on Live at 4.
I truly believe that the metal roof increased the value of our home.
In addition to the warranty, you get your insurance discount, so it just saves money all around.
For the last roof you'll ever need, join more than 100,000 satisfied customers. Call Erie Metal Roofing. If your roof is 10 years old or older, or you have an urgent roofing problem, immediate relief is just a call away. Go from a roof that looks like this to a roof that looks like this, with styles like shake, shingle, and tile, installed in as little as 1 day. Plus, you'll be surprised how affordable metal roofing is. Call during our double savings sale. Get the biggest savings of the year. Double your savings from $1,000 to $2,000 off a new metal roofing system. Plus, double your financing. Ask about 0% financing for 12 months. Call Erie Metal Roofing, 1-800-966-4500. That's 1-800-966-4500.
Most senators couldn't tell you the cost of a gallon of milk. Thanks, Ruben. Or how much beef has gone up this year. But I'm not like most senators or any of the other millionaires running for Senate. My mom was a teacher and my dad worked third shift. I know how hard you work. And I know that by bringing manufacturing home, we create jobs and we lower costs. If we want to change Washington, we got to change the people we send there. I'm Mandela Barnes and I approve this message.
Fry Construction wants to thank you for once again voting us Best of Madison 3 years running with 27% off gutters or insulation. Your neighbors already know how we strive to meet and exceed expectations with each and every project. That's why they voted us Best of Madison 3 years in a row. Experience the Best of Madison for yourself with Fry Construction. Save 27% off gutters or insulation with any full roof replacement project. Schedule your consultation today at fryconstruction.com.
Radio DJs team up to help families of young hospital patients right here in the 608. Tomorrow, Josh Breider shows how you can be part of their radiothon.
Plus, we're gearing up for a warmer weekend in the 608. Tomorrow, from 4:30 to 7.
He's not just in the neighborhood. Max Greenfield is here.
If you want to keep going, feel free.
Plus, an incredible performance from Kat.
On the next Jennifer Hudson Show at 3. The Farm Report is sponsored by Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
And let's check it out with Pam Yankee from the Midwest Farm Report, fresh off vacation. Welcome back.
Yeah, shock to my system. Husband and I took a couple days and we're in Mexico. You go from that to this? That's a shock.
Yeah,
That's a
little
shock.
change there.
Thanks for that little wide awake now kind of feeling. Yeah, so the weather is something that obviously farmers are always talking about. You probably noticed how quickly the harvest has gone from full speed to slow idle, if we will, as we're trying to wait for things to kind of dry out and warm up a little bit. That heat's going to help us, especially when it comes to our soybeans. I've been talking with a few farmers around the Channel 3 viewing area that say the stem still may be a little green as far as the harvest is concerned, so that slowed them down. According to the Wisconsin Ag Statistical Service, as of Sunday, we had about 14% of our corn that was already harvested for grain and about 89% of our corn that had already been chopped for silage. Of course, that silage is a major component of our dairy industry for feed. Soybeans are lagging a little bit behind, only 56% of our soybeans harvested as of Sunday. Potato growers are going to town, though. 92% of the spuds already out of the ground. And remember, we're going to need to store those. We'll still be using those Wisconsin potatoes probably until middle of summer next year. Also have about 34% of our fall tillage that's been completed. If you're a dairy farmer out there, you know that market prices have gotten real volatile over the past couple of weeks, and we're still hearing a lot of conversations about potential processor moves taking more money from your milk chow. I just want to remind you that the Dairy Margin Coverage Program is now open. 2023 coverage under the Dairy Margin Coverage Program is a safety net for dairy producers and something that's available through your Farm Service Agency office, your FSA office. So if you're looking for a little safety mitigation for 2023, you might want to get started there and find out what's going on as a possibility of risk management. So I'm kind of curious. I thought these dairy prices, cheese and butter, would move differently than they have. Barrel cheese today is up a penny at $2.19. 40-pound block cheese unchanged, $2.05. But there it is, Mark. Butter is up another 3 1/4 cents. All of a sudden, baking cookies and holiday entertaining now up to $3.20 a pound. Butter in Chicago. So keep that in mind when you drive past Quick Trip or you go to the grocery store. $3.20 in Chicago. You know they're going to tag on a few cents.
So stock up. You can freeze it.
Yes, you surely can. If you come to my house, I'd be embarrassed to show you how much butter I've got in the house.
All right, Pam, welcome back.
Thanks.
Well, the holiday season is fast approaching, and that means retailers are adding more workers. But Nancy Chen tells us inflation is making this holiday buying and hiring season an unusual one.
It's already the most wonderful time of year. That is, to find work for the holidays.
We're finding that people want some extra money, especially during the holiday season.
After struggling to fill shifts the past 2 years, Jason Mabel, who heads East Coast operations for clothing retailer Splendid, kicked off holiday hiring earlier than ever in September.
This is the time where maybe a teacher might have off during a few weeks during the holiday season, and they want to come in and pick up some shifts.
And with holiday costs expected to increase this year by 6%, people are looking for ways to keep up.
Given inflation and a looming possible recession, are there more people who are coming off the sidelines to seek those seasonal jobs?
It's definitely a driver. Julia Pollack is the chief economist for ZipRecruiter and says even as the labor market begins to cool, it's still sizzling. Companies are coming out with big incentives, including higher wages. Amazon just announced sign-on bonuses going up to $3,000 with potential opportunities for full-time jobs.
This is a good time to be a job seeker.
This is the best job seekers market of all time. Employers are still having to make very attractive offers, and job seekers are still in the driver's seat.
But major retailers are divided on how they're hiring. While Amazon and Target are aiming for roughly the same holiday hires as 2021, Walmart, the nation's largest retailer, announced it's bringing on only about a quarter of last year's figure. Macy's is also pulling back, taking on about half as many seasonal workers as last year.
Industry analysts say if you're looking for a seasonal job, now is the time, since it'll look a lot different even a month from now. Nancy Chen, CBS News, New York.
For a seasonable job, now is the time, since it'll look a lot different even a month from now. Well, in the fall, many people visit Michigan's Upper Peninsula to see the hills covered in red and gold leaves, but it's a different story this week. Take a look. Communities spent much of yesterday digging out after several inches of snow fell. southern Wisconsin. We had a few flurries here, but the temperatures will be warming up this weekend, correct, Chris Reese?
Yes, they will. They gradually begin to warm up. And you've noticed a little bit of a warming trend today. Still, things are just a little chilly out there. So what you're looking at is the wind chill as you step outside at the moment. 32 is what it feels like in Madison, 27 in Wisconsin Dells, 37 in Lone Rock. Again, this is the wind chill, so this is what you need to dress for if you're getting ready to step outdoors. Actual temperatures, though, are a little bit warmer. We've made it to 40 in Madison. Winds are still out of the north and northwest, sustained at about 14 miles per hour. Monroe's at 40, 44 for Lone Rock, 42 in Platteville, still 37 in the Dells. So most of us now are making it into the 40s. You focus in on the Madison Metro. 41 is an incredibly popular number because everyone is there except the airport. 41 uniform across the Madison Metro. Doppler track, it is quiet. That's been my expectation for the entire day as most of the snow showers and flurries still continue to work their way farther to the east as that area of low pressure begins to pull away, or well, continues to pull away. It started to pull away during the overnight hours. So again, for us, clear skies the rest of today. The only place you might see a little bit of cloud cover farther to the east. Some clouds may try to retrograde back in just a little bit. By 7 o'clock, temperatures are back into the 30s. We're keeping that north to northwesterly wind flow around, and it stays fairly breezy. I mean, we're not getting rid of the breeziness not until maybe the next couple of days go by. So it's going to be breezy for a while. 28 for your overnight low. Then tomorrow will warm things back up to the mid-40s again. I'll tell you, the model really wants to overdo the cloud cover. This particular model is just in love with clouds. We'll see a little bit more sunshine than what the model is trying to show you. Then tomorrow night, we're back down to the low 30s and upper 20s, and then the true warming trend begins anyway to move our way. Part of what you'll notice, we're still chillier by Thursday. We get towards the weekend, and here comes a surge of warmth that develops, and then this sets the stage for our temperatures to return above normal. The normal high, at least at this date, is 59. I've got a 70 in the forecast on Sunday, but it's not just Sunday that's warm. 65 on Friday, 66 Monday next week. Temperatures return to average by about Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Another cold front comes through. We're going to start to see some of those chances of showers and thunderstorms as well. But over the end of October, the expectation is that for the eastern half of the country, temperatures will be above normal, and at the same time for the western 2/3 of the country, really the western 3/4, we favor being wetter than normal in that extended forecast. So that being said, here's when our rain chances really return. Sunday night, Monday and Tuesday, then slight chances for showers next Wednesday and Thursday with highs back into the low 50s. Otherwise, I really am encouraging everyone to enjoy this weekend just as best as you can.
Yeah, we should after the last few days.
You know, I always say enjoy the cold as best as you can, too, because we got to deal with it, so let's be positive about it. Enjoy the warmth, too.
And it's homecoming weekend on the UW campus.
Yes,
Perfect
it
weather.
is.
All right, Chris, thank you. Well, if you prefer eating pizza by the slice, you'll be happy to learn popular pizza chain is now offering individual slices. You're looking at Pizza Hut's new menu item. It's called Pizza Hut Melts. The melts consist of 2 slices of thin and crispy pizza folded together. They're filled with toppings and then baked, similar to a calzone. The slices come in 4 different versions: pepperoni, buffalo chicken, chicken bacon parmesan, and meat lovers, you can get them with marinara or ranch dipping sauce. And there's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. I'm next. Let's see what Howard's working on in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
You don't need a fancy rotisserie to make great roasted chicken. All you need is 1 pan. Any ideas what it is?
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Did you know Tim Michaels encourages violence from his supporters?
People should just be ready to get out in the streets with pitchforks and torches.
He's extremely divisive.
I don't care who I offend.
Is that the kind of divisive radical you want as governor?
Have you inspected your roof lately? Deteriorating, torn, and missing shingles are an open invitation to water damage. But it's not your fault, it's the asphalt. So call Erie Metal Roofing now. Schedule a free roof inspection. We'll identify problem areas and show you how the Erie Metal Roofing system is the last roof you'll ever need. Beautiful, insulated, stone-coated metal roofing tested to withstand 120-mile-per-hour wind, backed with a lifetime warranty. Be sure you ask about our one-day installation. And now, during our double savings sale, double your savings from $1,000 to $2,000 off a new metal roofing system. Plus, last chance to call during this program. Double your financing. Ask about 0% financing for 12 months. We've helped thousands of homeowners afford a new metal roof. Just call 1-800-966-4500. That's 1-800-966-4500.
In the Senate, Ron Johnson pushed tax loopholes benefiting himself and his donors.
Did my business benefit? Sure. Did some of my donor businesses? Sure.
But here's what Johnson's doing to us. He voted to raise the retirement age and allow cuts to Social Security. Even supports letting Wisconsin ban nearly all abortions and said, if you don't like it, you can move. Ron Johnson works for himself, never us. SMP is responsible for the content of this ad.
You experience so many moments in your home, and Kidde helps you protect every moment. Materials in today's homes cause fires to burn faster, leaving you as little as 2 minutes to get to safety. So check your smoke and carbon monoxide alarms and replace them if necessary. Ensure that you have the right equipment for all areas of your home. Right now, get 11% off all Kidde home safety products at Menards.
Tim Michaels' company has been sued numerous times for sexual assault and harassment. Women said they were groped and pressured to have sex with their bosses. Those who spoke out were fired. Is that the kind of divisive radical you want as governor?
Here in the test kitchen, we love it when we can find alternate uses for everyday kitchen items. One of my favorites is using a bunt pan to roast a chicken. It not only helps it stand on end while it cooks, but it also infuses it with all the goodness that we surround it with. Let me show you how easy it is. We begin by mixing olive oil with some garlic and onion powder, along with paprika and a little salt and pepper. We rub this all over the chicken, inside and out. Now we place the chicken tail side down onto the center part of the bun pan, like this. You want to make sure that the tips of the wings are tucked in so they don't burn while they cook. Then we surround the chicken with cut up carrots and onions, top those with some fresh thyme, and pour on some chicken broth and white wine. This goes onto a baking sheet, and into the oven it goes to slow roast until it's cooked through and the skin is crispy. There you have it, one of the most flavorful and moist roasted chickens you'll ever eat. It sort of self-bastes as it cooks and picks up tons of flavors from the herbs and wine. The recipe for our herb-roasted bunt pan chicken is online now, just in time for dinner tonight. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a creatively delicious way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
And here's Chris with one final check of the forecast.
That's creatively delicious, but couldn't I just go to Quick Trip, Mark?
You could. They have chicken there, too.
I don't know. $5.99 for their, I don't know. Just thinking about it. All right, here's what we're looking at weather-wise right now. Clear skies behind me at this point. Temperatures still a little bit chilly. We're at 40. We're going to warm up to 45. 46 tomorrow. 70s, though, could return by Sunday.
All right, it's looking good. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here at 4 o'clock. Have a great afternoon.